Sun, moon, stars.
It's a dark night, 2-0, so you see the beacon of light through that black hole. Now, for those that watch this video, I'm going to address the clipping. This is happening when I'm editing. However, when I'm filming, it is not. And this is because people want markers to where I splice. Why the God is allowing this, I have no idea. Now, for those of you that say it's because I'm a tarot reader, I already know that you are a witch. So there's no need for you to cast a stone. Greetings, suns and moons, and of course I have to welcome back all my stars. I'm going to go ahead and get into channeling this energy. Now, I was called to do a one-of-a-kind, different type of video today. Ether, show me. And this is due to the things that are appearing on my timeline. Now, because I have Saint Germain and the Commander Ashtar here, what this is talking about is a different pathway or avenue for myself and for you. It can show me what it is I need to see. Now, what this cut is revealing is a transcendence, but not just any transcendence. This transcendence is a transition out of fear. Now, for some, this is fear-based thinking. However, because Yashagana is here, what this is talking about is you believing and trusting in a higher power. Now, what I want to title this video is a reaction video. However, because I know this is involving a collective, I'm going to do a mixture. Now, when I opened up my timeline, I realized that I was seeing different type of content. Not just any type of content that I never seen before. So what this told me was this was a mixture of the old, the new, and things that I never seen before. Now, for those of you that are familiar with me tootling on multi-dimensions, parallel universes, and pathways to ascension, what this is getting to is my choice. Now, when I decided I did not want to see anything else that was an option for me, I chose to watch Velvet. Now, a lot of you are familiar with NBI Tribe. However, what some of you don't realize is I was introduced to NB over 10 years ago. So for me, this story is nothing new. However, the pathway that Velvet is choosing in this paradigm is, and because of that, I took a brief moment to see what she was talking about. Now, as I place these cards, we're gonna go into an instruction. Now, for those of you that are supporters of her, please share, because I'm not aware if she watches me due to the upheavals that she's experienced in her surrounding environments since she ran across my channel. When I opened up her video, it changed my energy. Now, because her beautiful children were in that video, it allowed me to see another side of her. Velvet, when you see this video, I'm going to tell you now that your child is not the only child that is experiencing an upgrade. This certainly has a lot to do with their stomachs. Now, for me, this is a sign that your children are going through a specific type of ascension. Now, because I know that is a group of children that have threw up and defecated on themselves because of what is happening with their stomachs. And this is not an instruction video for you to do certain things to aid your children, because you are all doing just fine. What this is talking about is my reaction to what I seen. Now, because I don't want this to run too long, I'm going to tell you, Velvet, that you are indeed a good mother. What you need to understand right now is when the God sits you down, he means it. So if he does not want you outside of the home, what is going to happen is you're going to end up in a situation where you have to stay in the house. Now, what is happening with your energy, and she did not pay for a reading or a donation, this is a reaction video, is you're being guided divinely because you believe in a higher power. And because of this choice in what you call a higher power, you're receiving energies and help through the mystical. Pretty much, Velvet, what is happening with you is you've already ascended, your children have already ascended, and because of who their biological fathers are, they're going through a specific type of ascension. Now, what I noticed was the figure on your wall, and I thought maybe it would come out because I do have the same image. However, it's a different part of her in this deck here. However, it didn't. Now, because I was pulled away briefly to take care of my son, I lost my place. However, I'm gonna find it real soon. Now, for Velvet and the ones that support Velvet, this information is about your pathway. Oh, now I got it. It's the figure on your wall that drew all of the Asakia's attention. Because when you have pictures of those type of Agios in your domain, you pull in their energy, so be aware of that. What I'm also getting intuitively, for those of you that follow her pathway, you are in alignment with her pathway, is your energy. And this is because you believe that you are a fallen star. And this is proof right here with the Commander Ashtar here. This is a divine, supreme, enlightened being. You would know this type of energy as a light body. So if you are seeing fragments of light, especially when you open your eyes, what this is getting to is light body beings notifying you that they are in your domain. Now, because the divine director is here, what this is getting to is the God, which you know as a higher power. Also realizing that you are someone that does not belong where you are present. Now, you're placed there because you need to ascend out of there. And what this is talking about is paying karmic dues in your environment. Now, when it is time for you to leave, no matter what the circumstances is, you're going to be able to leave. Now, if you are in an energy where you feel like you're uncertain, this is done to certain type of elect ones for a reason. And this is because all of your life you had faith. Whether or not if it was in my belief system or another, you had faith in a higher power. Now for me, when I was introduced into your energy and the energy of what you call your tribe, I was calling upon the divine director by saying universe, life force, source. Now you understand that the God has many names and he will come to you in many places, including the lion's den. Now I'm going to refrain from telling you who to have in your house and who to not, because this is not a reading for that. What this is a reaction video. Now in regards to this Sanat Kumara, what this is getting to is you being an open channel. And what this talks about is veganism. Now you may or may not agree. However, for me, when you are truly pure from the inside out, this opens you up to not just light body beings, but also destructive beings. And this is because there's nothing sabikia to distract them from your energy. Now, a lot of people believe that this is a good thing. However, when you are an elect one or a supreme enlightened being, it is not. And this is because they draw on your energy. Now, you may be aware of empaths, NSVJs, and what we call Nasikia, we being light body beings that I am certainly channeling. Now, for those of you that get in the comments and say you can't hear or you don't know why my voice is changing, it is because I am a channeler. Now, for me, to go off topic for a little while, when I raise the volume, the divine director turns it down. And this is because where you are at, he does not want you to hear divine instruction. And not just the divine director, the entities and the beings that you conjured up don't want you to hear me either. So be advised that that is the reason why. Now, I also said on my community section that it could be the type of device that you're watching on that is the problem. Now, if you feel like it's not, and you still want to watch me, refrain from putting in my comment section that you can't hear, because what I know to be actual factual is you can hear, you're just trolling. Now, as far as you being an open channel, this is your current energy. However, even if you're deciding to put meat back into your diet, you've still been so pure from the inside for so long that in order for you to ascend out of that energy, you're going to have to be still. And this is the reason why you are receiving an upheaval. Now, your particular upheaval is talking about your stability. And there is a group that is also going through this, whether or not if they want to say it publicly. And this is because these group of individuals spend countless hours surfing the internet to see who they could prey on and who they could talk about. So I don't blame you. Now, if you know that this is also your energy, whether or not if you are a Velvet MBI tribe supporter, what this is talking about is your ascension through the conscious gate. Now, there was once a time when I was accused of being an MBI member. For me, that's ridiculous because at that moment, when I was introduced to NB, I said, he's a good-looking man. However, he's not for me. So this tells me that a lot of you that are going to see this video are also those that either accuse me of being one of them in the past or thought I would be in the future, which is laughable. Now, in regards to Michael and Faith, what this is talking about is Archangel Michael, not Arch. Because just like we all have a pathway to ascension, so does these angelic beings. Now, those that are afraid to call upon Archangel Michael, it is because you feel like he's going to come vengeful. But what you're not aware of, if you are a practicing witch, not sorceress, he is already vengeful when he shows up. Now, how that plays a role in tarot reading is that you shouldn't be calling upon him to cover you while you deliver a falsity. Now, because I know this reading is going in a direction of an angelic being showing up and getting really upset, I'm going to end it here. However, in the near future, Velvet, when I see you and I do these type of readings, it is because you are searching for help and the type of help you can't get in your environment. And this is because the individuals in your environment, including some family members, have not ascended to a higher height such as yourself. Even some of your children in that home are higher in hierarchy, spiritual hierarchy, than some of your family members. What I can say is abstinence is the way to go for you. And that is it. What is your name? What is your name? Sergisias Etha.